Welcome back to Romantasy Chaos HQ, the podcast. We are Avery and Xavier Harleston, healthcare professionals by day, romantasy theorists, and aspiring authors by night. Today we are covering the epigraph from Iron Flame, Chapter 2. This is your warning. There will be spoilers for the entire Empyrean series. If you have not read all 3 books, it may be time to turn back. As honorary members of Second Squad, we cuss
A lot.
and discuss,
Very adult topics.
and we make a fuss.
About the hubba hubba.
We like a challenge, so we tackle each epigraph without prepping, placing it into context for the whole series, not just the chapter or book it's tied to. But you don't have to take it cold, so here is our post-recording one-sentence summary of the chapter. Violet survived the poisoned dagger only to be hit with a wave of terrible news. Venin are organizing and will be at Navarre in 6 months or less. No one knows how to make new wards, rendering Arisha's wardstone useless. And Andarna's adolescent glow-up left her with a wing that isn't working properly and in desperate need of the dreamless sleep. There are 6 minutes on the clock, and Iron Flame lore more potent than Violet's disdain for Dane Atos. So, don't blink, don't scroll, don't let Taryn distract you. We have 360 seconds to blow your minds.
And go.
It is the valley above Ryerson House, heated by natural thermal energy, that is its greatest asset. For there lie the original hatching grounds of the Dumanan line, from which 2 of the greatest dragons of our time, Coda and Terran, descend. Colonel Kaori's Field Guide to Dragonkind. Are they brothers,
Oh,
Coda and Terran? Or are they father-son?
wow.
Because
Coda's way older.
Coda is, he's definitely the elder.
Well,
But it's so Taryn is supposedly firmly in his middle years, so he's like a 45-year-old man, right?
yes.
And scale color can be hereditary or is hereditary, which is why when they see Andarna and she's no longer golden, they question again whether she's Taryn's offspring. But
Well, and this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Kaori.
Kaori.
Yeah, Kaori has no idea what he's talking about with dragons, but he keeps trying. But I think
it's based on whatever they're giving him. But we don't.
father-son works, but we also know that the black dragons haven't been hatching until, late into Onyx Storm, and then
No, there were 2 that hatched during Violet's first year. I literally just made a post about this. I researched, man.
But there's not a lot of black dragons, and
There's not a lot. They're considered very rare.
well, I guess my timing's a little messed up because
This is the beginning of year 2, so 2 hatched during Violet's first year, and then later in Iron Flame, the dragons that choose to emerge, I think those were also black. But the ones at Arisha that choose to emerge are black.
So why are the black dragons not all coming back?
Well, we're going to have a post about this that we can just post at the same time as this, but I already know that answer, so it feels unfair to go there. But what I will point out is we should have picked up on the magic system, that it's the natural, like how Rebecca Yarros had said, it is like geologic activity that creates earth magic. And so we know that the hatching grounds have to be in places where there's a lot of natural magic, there's a lot of geologic activity. So the natural thermal energy is why that's the hatching grounds, because that's the natural source of magic. But what's going on that makes the Veil have such a natural, we're not aware of any geologic activity happening around Besgaiath that would make the Veil so powerfully magical, are we? We know there's mountains, there's a river what is it called? It's not the Ichabod River.
There's nothing that's like Yellowstone National Park geothermal activities.
Geysers?
Yeah, there's no geysers or lava flows or anything like Hawaii that we
Volcanoes.
yeah, that we have any kind of insight into. So, but there could be deep fault lines that have deep geologic activity. I mean, we're not really sure what the veil
Well, if there's fault
entails.
lines, you'd think there would have been some sort of earthquake at some point, and it doesn't feel like there has been, considering this Gaiath is basically a giant stone fortress, right?
It wouldn't hold up well to an earthquake. No.
Yeah, that's why we can. I mean, should the when we see wear and tear, it's from where the dragons land. So I don't think that it's like a place where they have like fault lines that would be
Well,
causing earthquakes.
well,
That doesn't.
and it's possible it is not the best hatching ground, which is why the number of dragons are going down. Like it is possible that over
Why there's fewer and fewer
hundreds of
dragons
years there's
emerging.
fewer and fewer dragons because it actually isn't the most powerful hatching ground. It's just the one behind the wards. And Orisha, maybe it's a more powerful hatching ground. And that's why we're seeing more black dragons emerge because they need more magic. I also think that Orisha is a great place for the possibly goodish Venom to hide. The one guy. Um,
Neolin?
yes,
Oh,
that's his
yes. Well, and it makes sense that he would hide in the hatching near a place where there's a lot of natural, like ambient magic, because he's a siphon. And that means that even though he's like not around Terran, he doesn't have to draw from the ground. He can siphon.
yes.
Yeah.
But even as a siphon, he's still a Venom and he sucks. Which is not how a siphon works. It doesn't actually suck.
Please don't make a dad joke about sucking. But
We
so
weren't even discussing that. Hubba hubba.
okay. No, it wasn't even about that. It was about like being a vacuum. Um, we're obviously they're in the same line. So are there any other black dragon lines that are still active right now?
Well, we wouldn't know.
I mean, obvious.
I don't.
Like the dragons would deign to tell us. They're not telling us shit.
pay no heed to the inferior kind of grayish lines. They're not really black.
Pay no attention to the dragons behind the curtain of the veil.
That is our time.
That's it from us. Did we blow your mind? Let us know in the comments. And remember, we love you. Stay out of the clouds, off the ice, and come back to us. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Remember, lore lovers, fantasy fanatics, and good girls, like, rate, review, subscribe, and share.